Good morning, America. Howdy, Millwatchers. It's me, your pal, Johnny Millwater. Hope you're doing great. I hope everybody's healthy, happy, rich, and pretty. I'm feeling pretty good myself. It's been a nice, easy week for me. Welcome to we already got some people in the chat, which is wonderful. So I'll go into the main room and I'll tell you all about what I have in mind. Welcome to my buddy Michael. I think this is your first time here watching the stream. Thanks for coming. It's a pretty simple thing we do. We chat. Talk about whatever you want. Whatever's on your mind, you top it in the chat. It's just you and me. And we can discuss it for a couple minutes, have some laughs. If, however, there's nothing in the chat, there's nobody watching, or I can't think of anything to say, I do what's called spinning the wheel. I have a whole wheel of entertainment. I do monologues and stand-up comedy and show old videos and sing songs and read Shakespeare and read short stories and that kind of stuff in case it gets dull. Mostly I'm looking to be a nice, comforting voice in the background while you enjoy your day. So, welcome to Michael. Thanks for being here. Welcome to anybody else who hasn't said hi in the chat yet. Usually there's about a 45-second lag. So, type whatever you want at any time. I have an open Ask Me Anything policy for the entire thing. So, oh, wait, hold on there. Oh, cool. I played bass on Liberty with Dave. I shared a picture of us recently. Oh, was that Michael? Hey, how you doing? I don't have last names on the thing. Hey, oh, man, I missed that. I miss Dave. He's talking about, for the folks at home, in case there's somebody watching who's not the two of us, he performed on the Carnival Liberty. He played the bass. I usually don't hang out with bass players, but, you know, you make exceptions when they're cool people. He played the bass with Dave Fulton, one of my favorite musical directors. Brilliant and very charming man. So that's what that's all about. I did share a picture. I'm trying to remember which picture of it was. Dagnabbit, I don't remember. Where are you now, my friend? Are you on the ship? Are you paying $19 a minute to watch this foolishness? Or are you back home someplace safe? Remind me where you're from. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where we're broadcasting from here. I got a green screen set up at a comedy club, the Charlotte Comedy Zone. And this is all just craziness from my head. It's kind of a little happy place I created for myself. Too much time on the cruise ships. Made me kind of crazy. Hey, I'll bring you up to speed on my cruise ship thing in case you're curious, Michael. I have discontinued working with Carnival Cruise Lines. I had a heart attack, and then I went back to work. And then, after I went back to work, the pandemic happened, and I almost got locked in on the fantasy for about 6 weeks, like so many of the hardworking people who were trapped out there during the pandemic. And that scared me a little bit. And then I went home, and I was stuck with my family for a full year inside the house, just us. And it was 1,000 times better. My life improved so dramatically staying home and just taking care of the kids. It's incredibly rewarding all day. And occasionally I get bored and I have time for foolishness like this. It's just nonstop joy when you're surrounded by love. And the people on the ships are amazing. They're the best people I've ever met. But there's not a lot of love for a guy who's coming in to visit for a couple days. You know what I mean? So it's been really, really good. I have been feeling better, thanks. Oh, wait, he's back in Belfast, which I believe is Ireland, transcribing charts from home, so enjoying some tea on my break. Well, you have come to the right place, my friend. I hope you're feeling better, man. I am better all the time. I've never been this happy. Probably not that healthy, but, you know, until I see a doctor, nobody knows. So I'm doing all right. Belfast. It's so. My favorite thing about this stream is folks like you, just people I know from all over the world, will drop in for a minute or two and say hi. Have 5 different people from 5 different countries watch my stupid little show. Makes me happy every time. Hey, if you got any requests or anything, you're a musician. If you got any lyrics you want me to read, or you got a favorite song, I'd just embarrass myself with a song. But if you got a poem or something, I'm a pretty good live reader. Until then, let's spin the wheel, all right? Let you relax. Enjoy your tea. So happy to see a friendly face. Hey, it's Kim. Hold on. We're spinning the wheel. Oh, my goodness. Okay, forget it. Forget this whole thing. We're going back. We're going back to the chat chalet. No wheel. The room is full of people I love. I talked about people I love. Poof, they appear like magic. The first person you might have seen on the chat there, that's Kim. That's Kim Harrison. That's my beloved sister. She's Carnival Cruise Line's favorite comedian as far as I could tell, and one of my favorite people on earth. And the only time we ever get to catch up is on this little chat. But I think we might get to hang out on Monday. I've heard plans that we're going to get together and have lunch on Monday, a few of the comedians from Carnival. That's pretty exciting. It's very rare 4 of us get together and enjoy ourselves, so that's going to be fun. And Iman is on here, known to many of the fans at home as Fluffy, but always Iman in my heart. One of my favorite people on earth. She's one of the people I met over and over and over again out on the ships. Just always so full of joy and positive energy. And God, when She smiled. It's like a lightning bolt. I love you. I'm glad to see you. I hope you're doing well. And look at this. Olitha's here. This is wonderful. I haven't seen Olitha Cueva. Let's see. Oli, I haven't seen you since your roast. It's been like 4 years. What's going on with you? I haven't seen you in forever. Are you still in Charlotte? Are you working? Are you doing comedy at all? What's going on with your life? Bring me up to speed. Kim's working on it. Ain't that the truth? Where are you? Are you still in, are you up in Canada? Are you still working at the casino? Is that right? I lose track sometimes. And Olitha, I don't even know what's going on with you. I'm so happy to see you. And Kim, I'm so happy we're going to get to catch up. That's going to be very, very exciting. We're going to get together on the state line, so who knows what's going to go on. Exactly, Fluffy. Everybody loves Fluffy. They called her that because of her hair, though. They call me Fluffy for a totally different reason. But they call her Fluffy because she had very fluffy hair. Where are you? How's your boy? Your man? Look at this. Everybody's catching up. Oh, this is exciting. Need to get back on stage. I know exactly what you mean. Been semi-retired for 2 years. Lucky enough, I've been able to get on stage every now and then here in Charlotte, and I got this little thing here. Still in the Queen City? Then you definitely got to get back on stage. I know people who know people. Come on, hang out with us. You'd be much beloved. There's never enough comedians in Charlotte, especially folks such as yourself who are funny and have interesting things to say. In Canada, getting buried under snow. Oh, sorry. We haven't had a touch of snow. North Carolina is getting less snow every year, and the scientists say we may never receive snow again in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's the kind of scientists we have down here. They like to speak in absolutes about the weather. But I hope you're keeping warm. I got a nice little cardigan for when it drops below 65. Your boys are great. Glad to hear it. Isaac is fantastic. And in Florida, oh my God, Charlie's here too. This is great. Lottie, I call it, Charlie is her name on here, but in my head she's Lottie. Her real name is Charlotte. She's down in Turk and Caicos, teaching dancing to all kinds of wonderful people. And she was also what was called a social host, entertainment professional. I forget the name they had, but she was also somebody I got to work with on ships, and we had a couple lunches, and we talked, and you make so few human connections when you're traveling all the time like I did. So it's each of you just means so much to me. This is so great. Oh, have you ever seen the giant furniture in High Point, North Carolina? No, I have not. There's giant furniture, like a really big chair, or is it a really big store? Is it a really, really big couch? Is it where they keep like the Jolly Green Giant when it's not parade season? He sits on the really big couch, watches a really big TV? I don't know. I have not been there. Yeah, so that's awesome. I think Charlie's coming in. Oh, man, it's exciting. We got Canada. We got Turks and Caicos. We got Ireland. We got Columbia, South Carolina. Just say Columbia, and that sounds like it's foreign and exciting. Oh, man, this is great. This is the longest I've ever gone without spinning the wheel. I'm so excited. Don't stop typing stuff, or I got to spin the wheel. Nobody wants to see me spin the wheel. How are you? How are you, Charlie? Specifically, how are you? You feeling okay? I don't see you post much anymore. Usually when I don't post much, I'm not feeling too good. Hey, good. Kim knows. I know Kim knows Fluffy. Kim knows Charlie. Kim probably knows Michael. Michael used to be the bass player on the Freedom, Kim. I used to work with Dave. Hell of a guy. Oh, this is great. You guys have any questions for me? Oh, look at that. Oh, there's a link. SillyAmerica.com. Giant highboy chest. Okay. That's why I shoot from here up. Because from here down is giant highboy chest. Nobody wants to see giant highboy chest. All right, I'll have to check that out when I'm not doing a show. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Michael. Silly America. I've been all over America, and it is almost entirely silly. Wow, this is so great. Lunches, laughs, and positive energy. That's all you need. I didn't get to have a lunch with a friend this week, so this is it. This is my social interaction. I love this part. Yes, positive energy. Got to keep on keeping on. I'm very glad to hear that. I've come to a dead stop, and it's kind of great. I've got time now to do things like see giant furniture. So my life's going pretty sweet. Got a sugar mama. My wife is working very, very, very hard as a nurse. And the bills are paid, and I get to work creatively in the minutes that I'm not working domestically, taking care of the kids and occasionally her. Never cleaning, but often cooking. I really need to clean. It's getting bad. I don't know if anybody has ever let their house go completely, and it's just you wake up and you feel shame, and then you go have breakfast and you feel shame, and then you leave the house and everything's fine. You come back, you feel shame, but not enough to fix it, just to feel it. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I love my sugar mama too. Debbie's a wonderful lady. All my friends out there in Carnival never got to meet Debbie. Debbie's an unbelievably cool woman from originally from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. She toured with me for several years. She has a degree in hospitality management. She works as a nurse now. She got her nursing degree when I started doing Carnival. She took the money that I made and she used it to better herself. Weird. She got a nursing degree in her 30s. And now she's carrying the whole family with a great big grin. And she is also doing creative work. She produces shows. She does Photoshop. She does graphics for the comedy club here. She's amazing. Everything's going really, really well. I'm lonely. Oh, hey. What do I enjoy cooking? Great question. Thank you. Okay, bye. Shovel the driveway. I'm fun, but I'm not driveway shoveling fun. Don't you have people for that? Okay, have fun with the driveway. Charlie, Debbie is fantastic. You'll love her. Let's see, my favorite recipes. Let's see. I make my dad's chicken and yellow rice. That's very popular among the kids. You take a nice breast of chicken, you chop it up, you spice it. Maybe you want to sit it in some salt water for a minute or two before you put it in the wok. You cook it up in the wok with some onions, maybe a pepper. Then you add the peas right at the last minute because you don't want them to get mushy. Nobody likes mushy peas. And then after that's cooked up, then you drop the yellow rice, which you've been cooking separately in a rice cooker, into the middle. You mix it all up. You season the whole thing. You put it in a bowl. Bob's your uncle. Twice a week. I love that. Maybe once a week. Let's see. I'm also fond of, I cook stuff. Chili. I made chili last night. My chili is excellent. Getting better all the time. Just your standard. There's no real trick to it. Just the stuff that's on the package. I like to put a little bit of extra meat and an extra jar of beans in there. I like to have light beans and red beans. I like to have a desegregated chili. Some people like to, pick one side or the other. Not me. I'm also a big fan of grilled cheese sandwich. No one likes mushy peas, and I'm British. She surely is. I know. And you guys invented mushy peas. I think you've probably written songs about it. But I'm learning. You have a favorite recipe? I'm always looking to learn new things. Always got a little bit of meat in the freezer and got some rice lying around and a couple of vegetables. I can chop it up. Kim, it is the best chicken and yellow rice. Kim understands. Kim was raised on the chicken and yellow rice because my dad made it. It's my dad's favorite dish to make. He'll probably be tuning in here a little bit later if I'm lucky. Mushy peas with vinegar. Wow, that's the most European thing I've ever seen. Wow. Have you ever dipped your French fries in mushy peas with vinegar? Chips. I'm sorry. Have you ever dipped your chips into mushy peas with vinegar? It's worth a try. I don't mean to belittle your culture. I'm not a mushy pea guy myself. Good morning. John's here. How you doing, John? Welcome to the chat. All right, John Champion. Very, very funny man. I haven't seen you in far too long. This is exciting, John. Listen, I want you to type something in the chat, okay? Whatever you want. Just tell me where you are now. How about that? Are you still in North Carolina? John Champion's a very funny man, great comedian, great improviser, cool guy who lived in Charlotte for years and years. Or maybe Raleigh. I lose track sometimes. I like to give people incorrect biographies here on the show just to pass the time. But John's funny. He's cool. All the people in the chat right now are friends of mine from Carnival, if you could believe that. Charlie's from England. Iman is up in Canada. Kim is in Colombia. And Michael is in Belfast, Ireland, if you could believe that. So isn't that exciting? Hey, John says, good morning. Nice to have another American in the room. Welcome back, my friend. This is great. Well, I tell you what. Hey, you guys watch The Menu? I watched a movie on the HBO Max called The Menu. It affected me so much I had a hamburger this morning instead of an egg and cheese sandwich. It's wonderful, wonderful film, and I want to attempt talking about it via stream with a 45-second delay. Can it be done? I suggest it cannot, but there's only one way to find out. It's really good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's about an artist, a chef, ending his career with panache and anger and vitriol. It's half art, half revenge, which fascinates me. It's a good movie. Did you see it? It's weird, right? Let's spin the wheel. I haven't spun the wheel yet. If anybody's still here after I do this thing, I'm impressed. Thanks for sticking around. Here's your menu of choices, my friends. This is it right there. Sometimes they read you wisdom. Hey, Raleigh, fantastic. Wisdom, riddle, monologue. Ask me anything. Well, there you go. We got 60 seconds on the clock. I'm going to go back to the chat chalet, and we'll put the clock on the thing. 60 seconds. This is fun. Ask me anything. Anything you'd like to know about me or my life, you got 60 seconds. And while you're thinking about it, I'm going to read what John wrote. John wrote, said, thank you, sir. Respect. Appreciate that. He's in Raleigh. Not bad. Not bad. I've always been so encouraging and supportive. I am to you. Like you. A lot of them are jerks. Yeah, I think you earned it. It's easy to be supportive of kind people who show up and do the work as well as they can. You're all right, John. I admire you. It doesn't go for everybody. It goes for John. 30 seconds on the clock, folks. Ask me anything. It's an exciting time. I love this part. You have questions about the new haircut? Now's your chance. Huh? Maybe a book you read? Oh, this is fun. I love this. I love the Ask Me Anything. I have such a hard time thinking of anything to talk about on my own. It's so nice for you guys to offer me cues like this. This is so much fun. It's like judo. It's much, much easier. All right, let's begin the questions. The first question comes from Charlie. Last book I read. Let's see. Last night I've been reading scripts lately instead of books. I just found a new website called scriptlab.com where they have screenplays for films and television programs. And last night I read the pilot for Breaking Bad, and I read the script for Fight Club the night before that. Later on today, I'm going to be doing a play. Well, not a play, but there's a buddy of mine named Reggie Massey. He's been in my little comedy group here on Sundays for a long time, and I'm thinking about trying to do a two-person play with him somewhere. I have no idea how to produce a play, so if anybody here knows how to rent a theater, please let me know. But just the two of us to do a really great play called The Sunset Limited. It's by Cormac McCarthy. He's a brilliant, brilliant writer, and it's a two-person play, and it's fantastic. So I've been reading that, getting ready. I got the paper script and everything, so I'll be doing that today. Let's see, book. Yeah, I think I read a few chapters in Norm Macdonald's book based on a true story before I go to sleep. Sometimes I find Norm very comforting. Great question. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Do you have any books you recommend? I still have The Empath's Way on my shelf. I look at it and think about you every day, Charlie. All right, let's see. Raleigh, supportive. What kind of toothpaste do I use? Well, that's personal. But it'll be fine. White, is that bad? I don't know. Pasty. Aquafresh? No, that's like from the 90s. Aquafresh. It's got a Crest. That's what it is. Crest with the little strip down the middle so my teeth are extra white. What kind of toothpaste do you use? Are you one of those baking soda weirdos? You strike me as one of those baking soda weirdos. Yeah, well. Next question. What kind of toothpaste? How old are Charlotte and Orion? Oh, trying to get me in trouble. No, that's actually a very easy one. Orion is 13 and Charlotte is 8. Charlotte's birthday is in June. Orion's is in November. So, you have plenty of time to get your presents together. Charlotte's 8. I like to call her 7 because it irritates her. And Orion's 13 and still a lovely guy. I hope it lasts. He's a great guy. Crazy about my son. All right. Ooh, Land by Christopher Moore. That's a good one. I read that one. What kind of toothpaste do you use? Favorite season? Oh, I like autumn. I'm all about autumn. When the leaves are changing color and they're starting to fall down, and the cold air, not freezing but not hot. Oh, so sweet, so beautiful. Everything seems prettier in the autumn. I love it. What about you? You got a favorite season? How come? Let's see. Who stars in that Menu movie? John, I am glad you asked. I'll tell you, it's got Anna Taylor-Joy. She plays the lead. You know Anna Taylor-Joy from every movie made in the last 3 years. She's the one that looks like an alien with AIDS. She did a fantastic job. Brilliant performance. Nicholas Hoult, who you may remember from the X-Men movies. He played Beast. He did a great job. He plays a real douchey guy. Does a wonderful job with it. There's a lady from Who's the Boss in there? Judith Light, if you believe that. She's running around. And the lead, of course, is the incomparable Ralph Fiennes. It's spelled Ralph, but he's too good for that. He's Ralph Fiennes. You don't call him Ralph. He's Rafe, and he's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Great performances all around. Thanks for asking. Next question. Lamb by Christopher Moore. Now, unless I'm mistaken, Lamb by Christopher Moore, that's a story of Jesus' best friend. I know it's another gospel, or a gospel according to like Tim or something like that. I know I read it a few years back, but I don't remember that much about it. Thanks for asking all these wonderful questions. That was fun. All right, you guys take a break. I'll spin the wheel. I can't believe everybody's here. Stick around if you want to. Fun's to come. If you have any requests, let me know. Ooh, The Great on Hulu. I haven't seen that yet. Is that solid? Poem. Marvelous. Let's go to the Poetry Pagoda. Gospel According to Biff. That's the one. Well, it's coming up on Thanksgiving. Not Thanksgiving, sorry. It's coming up on Valentine's. There it is. Coming up on Valentine's season. So I picked out a few love songs for you. Let's start with Last Lines by Emily Bront. Might be Emily Bronte. I don't know. No coward soul is mine, no trembler in the world's storm-troubled sphere. I see heaven's glories shine, and faith shines equal, arming me from fear. A God within my breast, almighty, ever-present deity, life, that in me has rest, as I, undying life, have power in thee. Vain are the thousand creeds that move men's hearts, unutterably vain, worthless as withered weeds, or idlest froth amid the boundless main. To waken doubt in one holding so fast by thine infinity, so surely anchored on the steadfast rock of immortality. With wide embracing love, thy spirit animates eternal years, pervades and broods above, changes, sustains, dissolves, creates, and rears. Though earth and man were gone, and suns and universes ceased to be, and thou were left alone, every existence would exist in thee. There is not room for death, nor atom that might could render void. Thou art being and breath, and what thou art may never be destroyed. How about a nice round of applause for Emily Bronte, everybody? Got a button. Nope, not this time? Okay. Yay! Love a good chili? Spring is your favorite season? Ooh, hold on. Let's go back to the chat chalet. Trying to figure out a way to do this show where I'm just like a weird floating severed head. You think that would work? Just like the computer on Red Dwarf? Just put a green thing around here and just float all over the screen and talk to people? Oh, Kim gave me an emoji, but I can't see what the emoji is. I hope it's positive. Love a good chili spring. Ooh, I'm working my way through Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Hey! Any relation, I wonder? To Emily Bronte? I wish I knew stuff. Oh, man. Anybody know if Emily Bronte... I don't have time to Google it. I'm doing a show. I guess we'll never know. Charlotte Bronte. Slowly. Very slowly. I never read Jane Eyre. Never read Little Women. I never read... How boring would that be if I listed every book I could think of that I haven't read? How about some books you do like? A big Chuck Palahniuk fan. They Are Sisters. Boom! What are the chances then, huh? It's as if I dedicated that song just for you. That was fun. All right. They Are Sisters. Thank you, Kim. How are things going? You got a couple days off there, Kim? I know I might get to see you tomorrow. I'm very excited about that, but how much time do you have before you back out? If you can, and nice. For the folks at home, Kim is so beloved by the Carnival Cruise Line's people. Earlier this week, she posted her entire schedule until December 31st for this year. How about that, folks? I got my dates 1 month ahead if I was lucky. Kim's killing it, and I'm so happy to see she's doing so well out there. Well, let's spin the wheel. Going out Thursday. Nice. Got a couple days to catch up on your sleep. Paradise. But of course, back to Tampa. No snow there either, I bet you. Wisdom! Let's see if we can't grow as people. Let's go to the wisdom room. always like to start with some Alan Watts. The essential point is obvious, that each one of us, not only human beings, but every leaf, every weed, exists in the way it does only because everything else around it does. The individual and the universe are inseparable. But the curious thing is that while that is rather easy to see in theory, very few people are aware of it in the important, strong way that one is aware of blue in a blue sky or the heat of fire. It's more of an idea than it is a realization. The earth is not a big rock infested with living organisms any more than your skeleton is a bone infested with cells. The earth is geological, yes, but this geological entity grows people. And our existence on the earth is a symptom of the solar system and its balances, as much as the solar system is, in turn, a symptom of our galaxy. And our galaxy, in its turn, is a symptom of the whole company of galaxies. Goodness only knows what that's in. But you see, when as a scientist you describe the behavior of a living organism, you try to say what a person does. It's the only way in which you can describe what a person is, describe what they do. Then you find out in making this description, you cannot confine yourself to what happens inside the skin. In other words, you can't talk about a person walking unless you start describing the floor. Because when I walk, I don't just dangle my legs in empty space. I move in relationship to a room. So in order to describe what I'm doing when I'm walking, I have to describe the room. I have to describe the territory. So in describing my talking at the moment, I can't describe this just as a thing of itself because I'm talking to you. So what I'm doing at the moment is not completely described unless your being here is described also. So if that is necessary, if in other words, in order to describe my behavior, I have to describe your behavior and the behavior of the environment, it means that we really got one system of behavior. That what I am involves what you are. I don't know who I am unless I know who you are, and you don't know who you are unless you know who I am. There was a wise rabbi who once said, if I am because you are, and you are because I am, there it is. A wise rabbi once said, quote, if I am I because you are you, and you are you because I am I, then I am not I, and you are not you. In other words, we are not separate. We define each other. We're all backs and fronts to each other. We and our environment, and all of us and each other are independent systems. We know who we are in terms of other people. We all love together, and we are, I think, quite urgently in need of coming to feel that we are the eternal universe, each one of us. That's Alan Watts. What a smart guy. Let's go back to the chat chalet. Kimmy is fantastic. Carnival's lucky to have such a wonderful show on their ship. A wonderful soul on their ships. How true that is. And Kim Millwater, hello, Kimmy. Hello, Mama Kimmy. They call her Mama Kimmy because she kind of takes everybody under her wing when she travels. She's like a big floating mama. They just called me Johnny because that's what was on the name tag. Let's spin the wheel. Just to give you a heads up, we're doing a short show today. I got an appointment at 12 o'clock instead of 12:30 to work on that play with my friend. So if you have any requests, let me know. Ooh, a joke. All right, let's go on down to the theater. We haven't done a joke in a long time. We are we. How true that is. Thank you, Ole. Man walks into a bar and he sits down. He asks the bartender, give me 12 shots of your most expensive whiskey. So he pours in 12 shots. And the man just sits there, takes the first one, whoop, hit, whoop, hit, all the way down the line, all 12 shots. The bartender says, my God, man, you're going to kill yourself. You can't drink like that. The drunk says, if you had what I had, you'd drink like that too. Bartender says, what do you have? Guy says, $1. It's a classic. All right, let's spin the wheel. Classic street jokes. I love street jokes. Shakespeare, finally. All right, let's go on down to the Shakespeare Pagoda. Take care, Ole. Bye-bye. Thanks for sticking your head in. I'm here every Sunday if you want to come back and see some more or check in. And you always know how to get in touch with me if you want to go do some comedy in town. I miss you. Hope to see you again soon. Bye. All right, we're making our way through the sonnets. Why don't we start with that before Dad gets here? Dad doesn't like sonnets, so we're going to do one without him. Shakespeare wrote over 159 sonnets, I believe. We are currently on sonnet number 111. Sonnet 111 by William Shakespeare. Oh, for my sake do you with fortune chide, the guilty goddess of my harmful deeds, that did not provide for my life. Provide then public means, which public manner breeds. Thence comes it that my name receives a brand, and almost thence my nature is subdued, to what it works in, like the dyer's hand. Pity me then, and wish I were renewed, whilst like a willing patient I will drink potions of easel gainst my strong infection. No bitterness that I will bitter think, nor double penance to correct correction. Pity me then, dear friends, and I assure ye that your pity is enough to cure me. That's cute. There we go. All right, we're ready for the next one. Let's spin the wheel. Usually it doesn't end with a joke like that. That's pretty solid. There's your options. If there's anything on there we haven't done yet you'd like to see, put it in the chat, and I'll give it a shot. Ask me anything. We already did that. Let's spin the wheel again. We've done wisdom. We've done a poem. We haven't done a song or a monologue or feelings or a short story. More wisdom. Why not? Can't have too much wisdom as far as I'm concerned. Here's a classic. This is something everybody should have tattooed on their body at some point, or at least posted near the door. This is The Man in the Arena by Theodore Roosevelt. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, and who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Not too shabby. Very popular choice today, ask me anything. Is it pronounced Bronte? Bronte? Probably Bronte. Ooh, story. All right, let's go to the campfire. I'll tell you guys a short story. The Morals of Chess by Benjamin Franklin. Playing at chess is the most ancient and universal game known among men, for its original is beyond the memory of history, and it has, for numberless ages, been the amusement of all the civilized nations of Asia, the Persians, the Indians, and the Chinese. Europe has had it above 1,000 years. The Spaniards have spread it all over their part of America, and begins lately to make its appearance in these northern states. It is so interesting in itself as not to need the view of gain to induce engaging in it, and thence it is never played for money. Those, therefore, who have leisure for such diversions cannot find one that is more innocent, and the following piece, written with a view to correct, among a few young friends, some little improprieties in the practice of it, shows at the same time that it may, in its effects on the mind, be not merely innocent, but advantageous to the vanquished as well as to the victor. That last sentence had 5 commas. Baller. The game of chess is not merely an idle amusement. Several very valuable qualities of the mind, useful in the course of human life, are to be acquired or strengthened by it, so as to become habits, ready on all occasions. For life is a kind of chess, in which we have often points to gain, and competitors or adversaries to contend with, and in which there is a vast variety of good and ill events that are in some degree the effects of prudence or the want of it. By playing at chess, then, we may learn 1. Foresight, which looks a little into the future and considers the consequences that may attend an action. For it is continually occurring to the player, if I move this piece, what will be the advantages of my new situation? What use can my adversary make of it to annoy me? What other moves can I make to support it and to defend myself from his attacks? 2. Circumspection, which surveys the whole chessboard, or scene, or action, the relations of the several pieces and the situations, the dangers they are respectively exposed to, the several possibilities of their aiding each other, the probabilities that the opponent may want this or that move and attack this and that other piece, and what different means can be used to avoid his stroke or turn its consequences against him. Caution, number 3, not to make our moves too hastily. This habit is best acquired by observing strictly the laws of the game, such as, if you touch a piece, you must move it somewhere. If you set it down, you must let it stand. And it is therefore best that these rules should be observed, as the game thereby becomes more the image of human life, and particularly of war, in which, if you have incautiously put yourself into a bad and dangerous position, you cannot obtain your enemy's leave to withdraw your troops and place them securely, but you must abide all the consequences of your rashness. And lastly, we learn by chess the habit of not being discouraged by present bad appearances in the state of our affairs, the habit of hoping for a favorable change, and that of persevering in the search of resources. The game is so full of events, there is such a variety of turns in it, the fortune of it is so subject to sudden vicissitudes, and one so frequently, after long contemplation, discovers the means of extricating oneself from a supposed insurmountable difficulty, that one is encouraged to continue the contest to the last, in hopes of victory by our own skill, or, at least, of giving a stalemate by the negligence of our adversary. And whoever considers what in chess he often sees instances of, that particular pieces of success are apt to produce presumption, and its consequent inattention, by which more is afterwards lost than was gained by the preceding advantage, while misfortunes produce more care and attention, by which the loss may be recovered, will learn not to be too much discouraged by the present success of his adversary, nor to despair the final good fortune upon every little check he receives in pursuit of it. That we may therefore be induced more frequently to choose this beneficial amusement, in preference to others which are not attended with the same advantages, every circumstance that may increase the pleasure of it should be regarded, and every action or word that is unfair, disrespectful, or that may in any way give uneasiness, well put, that every action or word that is unfair, disrespectful, or that in any way may give uneasiness should be avoided, as contrary to the immediate intention of both players, which is to pass the time agreeably. Therefore, first, if it is agreed to play accordingly to the strict rules, then those rules are to be exactly observed by both parties, and should not be insisted on for one side while being deviated from the other. This is not equitable. 2. If it is agreed not to observe the rules exactly, but one party demands indulgences, he should then be willing to allow them to the other. 3. No false move should ever be made to extricate yourself out of a difficulty or to gain an advantage. There can be no pleasure in playing with a person once detected in such unfair practice. If your adversary is long in playing, you ought not to hurry him or to express uneasiness at his delay. You should not sing, nor whistle, nor look at your watch, nor take up a book to read, nor make a tapping with your feet on the floor or with your fingers on the table, nor do anything that may disturb his attention, for all these things displease, and they do not show your skill in playing, but your craftiness or your rudeness. You ought not to endeavor to amuse and deceive your adversary by pretending to have made bad moves and saying you have now lost the game in order to make him secure and careless and inattentive to your schemes, for this is fraud and deceit, not skill in the game. You must not, when you have gained a victory, use any triumphing or insulting expression, nor show too much pleasure, but endeavor to console your adversary and make him less dissatisfied with himself by every kind and civil expression that may be used with truth, such as, you understand the game better than I, but you are a little inattentive, or you play too fast, or you had the best of the game, but something happened to divert your thoughts and it turned over to my favor. Be nice. If you are a spectator while others play, observe the most perfect silence. For if you give advice, you offend both parties, him against whom you give it, because it may cause the loss of his game, him who in favor you give it, because though it be good and he follows it, he loses the pleasure he might have had, if you had permitted him to think till it occurred to him himself. Even after a move or moves, you must not, by replacing the pieces, show how it might have been played better, for that displeases, and may occasion disputes or doubts about their true situation. All talking to the players lessens or diverts their attention, and is therefore unpleasing. Nor should you give the least hint to either party by any kind of noise or motion. If you do, you are unworthy to be a spectator. You have a mind to exercise or show your judgment. Do it in playing your own game when you have an opportunity, not in criticizing or meddling with or counseling the play of others. Lastly, if the game is not to be played according to the rules above mentioned, then moderate your desire of victory over your adversary. Be pleased with one over yourself. Snatch not eagerly at every advantage offered by his unskillfulness or inattention, but point out to him kindly that such a move he places or leaves a piece in danger and unsupported, that by another he will put his king in a danger situation, etc. By this generous civility, so opposite to the unfairness above forbidden, you may indeed happen to lose the game to your opponent, but you will win what is better: his esteem, his respect, and his affection, the silent approbation and goodwill of impartial spectators. That was not a story. That was a deep dive about the ethics of chess. Still interesting to me. Spin the wheel? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, let's spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Bronte. Thank you. Thanks for hanging in there, Kim. There goes the wheel. All right. And our winner is Poem. Very nice. Let's go back to the Poetry Pagoda. It's Do She Walks in Beauty Like the Night. That's a classic. Thought I saw it there. There it is. This is by Lord Byron Shelley. Or just Lord Byron, I don't know. She Walks in Beauty by Lord Byron. She walks in beauty like the night of cloudless climes and starry skies, and all that's best of dark and bright meet in her aspect and her eyes. Thus mellow to that tender light which heaven to gaudy day denies. One shade the more, one ray the less, had half impaired the nameless grace which waves in every raven tress, or softly lightens o'er her face, where thoughts serenely sweet express how pure, how dear their dwelling place. And on that cheek and o'er that brow so calm, so soft, yet eloquent, the smiles that win, the tints that glow, but tell of days in goodness spent, a mind at peace with all below, a heart whose love is innocent. I enjoy that every time. Let's check in the chat, shall we? My beloved sister Kim has pointed out that what I'm talking about is deep. It's true. Trying to learn something, expand my horizons. And Bronte, it's pronounced Bronte, and now we know. If anybody's still hanging in there, thanks for watching. We got about 15 minutes left. Let's spin the wheel again. See if we can't find something we haven't done yet. All right, haven't done a song, haven't done a monologue, haven't done a limerick, haven't done a Zen koan, haven't talked about my feelings. All right, we got a lot of work to do. But only ask me if anything comes up. All right, forget it. It's going to be like that. Joke! I already did a joke, but heck, let's do another one if I can remember. Man walks into his bedroom with a duck. No, woman. Woman walks into her bedroom with a duck under her arm. Her husband sits up in bed, says, "What are you doing with that duck?" The woman says, "This here's a pig I've been loving on." The man says, "That's not a pig." She says, "I was talking to the duck." That's been the wheel. He was talking to the duck. That lady's got a deep voice. Feelings. All right, let's go to the feelings. Made me really happy to see so many friendly faces. Well, not faces, but, to have some brief contact with people I care about. I have a really hard time sending texts and staying in touch with people. So this is kind of lovely to Let people come to me. That makes me very happy. I've been feeling a little empty. Feeling really good about the kids and life in general. Stand-up comedy, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what's next. I don't know. It's kind of an unclear future, if there is one. But the present is lovely. Very, very happy right now. A little depressed this week. Didn't get a lot done. But, and I was supposed to do an open mic on Tuesday, and I chickened out, I guess. I don't know. I just felt terrible. Didn't feel like going. Didn't even feel terrible. I just didn't feel good, and I didn't go do the work. Don't feel great about that. But I stayed home with the kids. That was fun. I feel like there's something more, and I'm still trying to figure out what it is. But living this life is pretty great. I'm not complaining. All right, that's enough of my feelings. Spin me. Even though I'm surrounded by love every day, I still manage to be lonely. I feel lonely sometimes. But that's about it. Ooh, a song, finally. Let's go do a song. I would like to do a song. It's a drinking song. One for my baby and one more for the road. Had a couple of drinks last night. Discovered a new bourbon with honey in it. Goes well with coffee. So I was up late throwing up. Anyway, that's not bad. I should write that down. Up late throwing up. That's pretty funny. Anyway, it's true. But this is my favorite drinking song, made famous by the great Frank Sinatra. It's 3:15. There's no one in the place except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. I've got a little story you ought to know. We're drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. I got the routine, put another nickel in the machine. Sorry, Adobe's trying to install something in the middle of the show. I wish they wouldn't do that. Got the routine, put another nickel in the machine. Feeling so bad, can't you make the music easy and sad? I could tell you a lot, but a man has gotta be true to his code. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. You'd never know it, but I'm a kind of poet, and I've got a lot of things I'd like to say. So, if you're gloomy, won't you listen to me until I've talked it all away? So, that's how it goes, and Joe, I know you're getting anxious to close. Thanks for the cheer. I hope you didn't mind my bending your ear. But this torch I have found has gotta be drowned, or it soon might explode. Make it one for my baby and one more for the road. That long, long road. Ten minutes left, my friends. Just wanted to check in, get this out the way. There we go. Secret microphone you didn't even know about. Pretty sweet, right? So anyway, Andrew is here. This is very exciting. Kim is my sister. Andrew is my brother. He's down there with my dad right now. Hope you and Dad are doing okay. Miss you guys. No, you're in Volusia County this week. Dad's on his own for the robbers who are watching my stream. I don't think there are any. Thanks for saying you like the new look. I feel better. This is good. I like to regenerate every year. And I got little gold rimmed glasses and short hair. And I'll see if I can't feel a little bit more like myself. But thanks for saying so. All right, let's spin the wheel. Oh, thank you, Charlie. Thanks for hanging in there. Can't believe you're still here. Limericks, yay! Let's go. If you got a favorite limerick, type it in the chat. I'll read that one too. Let's find the limerick room. Let's go to the poetry pagoda. Why not? I was watching an old Columbo yesterday because I ran out of Poker Faces to watch. Poker Face is a new series starring Natasha Lyonne. It's on Peacock. It's Columbo. It's basically Columbo. A guy commits a murder in the first act. A lady comes along. She solves it. It's great. It's delightful. So I've been watching a Columbo, and he was on with an Irish guy, and they had a limerick contest with each other. So I am going to see if I remember one of them. A wonderful bird is the pelican. His mouth can hold more than his belly can. He can hold in his beak enough food for a week, and I'll be damned if I know how the hell he can. There you go, that's from Columbo. Hey, here's one. There once was a Martian named Zed, with antenna all over his head. He sent out a D-dot, but nobody knew what he said. There once was a girl named Sam, who did not eat roast beef and ham. She ate a green apple and drank some Snapple. Some say she eats like a lamb. What a waste. Snapple? Snapple? Who wrote this? When? Said the man with a wink of his eye. But I love you. And then the reply. From the girl it was heard. You are truly absurd. I have only this moment walked by. Not bad. Hola! Oh, good. Jessica's back. Let's go to the chat. Hola, Jessica. Happy Sunday to you. Let me make sure you're the Jessica I think you are. You are indeed. Oh, the Pelican one's a classic. Thank you very much for getting involved. This is exciting. Kim, you may remember Jessica. Jessica was in my kindergarten class in first grade and second grade. And anyway, we grew up together. And she's a wonderful lady. Just got back from Hawaii, if I understand. Doing some wonderful work for the people out there. Welcome back to the mainland. I hope you're feeling good. Hope you got some rest. We missed you here on the program. The other folks in the room, Charlie is my friend from Turks and Caicos. Wonderful lady who I met on the ships. Kim is my sister. Andrew is my brother. And everybody else left, I think. So thanks for coming. You got any requests? Oh, wait. You asked for the Raven. I remember you requested the Raven, and I didn't get to read the Raven, so that's the end of this show. Yeah, love the Pelican one. Thanks for coming. We're going to do the Raven for Jessica, because I've known her. We've been through some stuff. All right, here we go. Let's find the Raven. Not exactly a love poem, but man, it's fun to read. Let's see. I don't have my poems in alphabetical order. I have them in order of how much I like them because I'm a crazy person, so it may take a moment. There it is. The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Once, upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered weak and weary over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. "Only this, nothing more." Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, for that rare and radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Nameless here, forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to spill the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently, my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore, but the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I was scarce where I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more. Open here, I flung the shutter, and with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly fowl to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door with such a name as nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. And then the bird said, nevermore. Startled by the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore of never, nevermore. But the raven, still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl, whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining, that the lamplight gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee respite, and nepenthe from the memories of Lenore. Quaff this kind nepenthe and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil, by thy heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black tomb as a token, a black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted. Nevermore. That's a great song. Well, I mean, that's a great poem. All right, let's go back here. Back to the chat chalet for a second. Time's up. I hope everybody had some fun. Nothing new in the chat, so let's go to the close-up. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be back next Sunday. I'll be back from 11 to 12:30 next week, unless I have another rehearsal, in which case it might be a little bit shorter, which is just fine, I think, with everybody. It was so lovely to interact with every single one of you. I think, yeah, I love you all. Miss you. I look forward to seeing you soon, Kim. I'm still working on my ukulele at home. I still haven't brought it out to the club because I got to bring up a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm still working on this song. So sing along. If you know the words, it's We Meet Again. We'll meet again, don't know where, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep shining through, just like you always do, and the blue skies will drive the dark clouds far away. And would you please say hello to the folks that I know and tell them I won't be long? They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, I don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Thanks for watching. Remember, the only way to save this country is all of us to love one another. So love yourself first, and then love somebody else. And then, if you can, love everybody.